The mountain doesn't speak, but they always listen. Every twist in the road, every gust of cold wind, every bead of sweat rolling down my forehead. The Himalayas sees it all. At this moment, I'm nothing more than a traveler in their grand embrace. The air has turned crisp and each breath carries a hint of pine and damp earth. This is where the true journey begins. The plains give way to the mountains and city chaos fades into the whisper of the clouds. A place that makes you feel truly alive. But before I could reach this point, before the mist swallowed the road ahead, there was a long journey behind me. Let's go back to where it all began. Morning arrives with the chime of an alarm. In my middle class room, sometimes people come before the alarm does. Sometimes it's an old sorrow that wakes me first. The way of sleep fades, and there is my goofy ball of fur. A purring monument on my chest is the first thing I see when my eyes open to the light. A bowl fills and gentle paw circle in quiet anticipation. The first meal of the day is served, a small routine and a sacred bond. Beyond the door, the city breathes. Kolkata slowly rises. The city cradled my childhood, chaos and calm. Every corner taught me something, preparing me for this adventure. Kolkata, my oldest companion, now watches me gear up for the road that leads to silence. I am not living in defeat, but reaching for a higher kind of dialogue. The Himalayas have spoken in the language of dawn, and I rise to answer their call. After waiting in the rain for almost 2 hours, I took the decided route through Kolkata Expressway to NH12. Around midnight, I entered the expressway via Barrage, darker than I expected. No street lights, only my bike's headlamp cutting through the thick black. The silence was heavy and alive. I slowed down, alert, feeling every inch of the road. As I marched on to NH12, the night grew deeper and colder. The road stretched endlessly. Cold night air beat through my layers. The only sounds were the hum of my engine and rustling trees. Bypassing the towns like Krishnanagar, Beharampur and Murshidabad silently, without a sign of life. It felt like the world was holding its breath, waiting for the sunrise. No traffic, no noise, just the bike and the wind on my face. This is the silence I like. Near Dhulian, the sky softened as pale dawn spilled over the horizon. The quiet stayed unbroken, no movement, just the calm promise of a new day. I had traveled far through darkness and silence, through miles that tasted patience and resolve. The road ahead was still long, but with the rising sun came steady hope, ready for whatever lay beyond. The journey remains real. And then it appeared, the Farakka Barrage. There it stood, long, stoic, unapologetically massive. stretching across the timeless current of the Ganges. A structure born in 1975, built not just to tame the river, but to serve Bengal's beating heart, redirecting water to the Hooghly, keeping Kolkata's lifeline alive. As I rode across, the sun rose slowly to my left, its reflection dancing on the vast expanse of water. The barrage stood still, unwavering. Adeu, crossing Farakka marked a change. Getting past the connector of South and North Bengal opened the landscapes, fields, flat roads, and quiet villages waiting ahead. It was more than just another stretch of the journey. It felt like a passage from night to day, from homelands to hill, from solitude to something new. After riding all these kilometers alone, I won't lie, I started feeling a bit lonely. But then, out of nowhere, this old ambassador car shows up. Stuffed to the roof with mattresses, buckets, bags, and at least 10 people squeezed inside like a traveling circus. And then I remembered, yeah, there is no such thing as a boring day in India. Malda slowly disappeared behind me, its ancient bricks giving way to the endless stretches of flat highway. Raiganj came next, calm, slow, like a town half asleep. Nothing rushed here, nothing tried to impress, just steady roads, old trees, and faces that have seen this highway change more than I ever will. But I wasn't following the usual trail. Before reaching Dalkola, the usual junction, I took the right turn. The one that leads to Botulbari and Dhantola bypass. This was rural Bengal at its finest. Narrow roads cutting through the endless fields, ponds shining like glass in the sun. Bamboo fences lining the edges like the border between two worlds. Funny thing is, this so-called bypass felt better than the main highway. Nature everywhere, quiet villages, clean air, and all the while I could feel the ride changing. Like I wasn't riding through Bengal anymore, but through someone's childhood memory. The official route to Kishanganj was a broken mess, and I wasn't here for punishment. I wanted the good kind of detour, not a pothole rally. And this road gave me just that. Then came Shabdhan. Yeah, you heard that right. A village literally named Shabdhan. And it felt like the road itself was warning me, careful, something is coming. And it did. I rolled into Rashakawa market, the first proper market of this ride. Normally, I avoid markets like I avoid unnecessary meetings, but this one, the road was better, smoother, easier to ride. Truck cycling, people shouting over fresh vegetables, and that unmistakable smell of frying oil from some breakfast corner. And then Islampur. Something changes here. You can feel it. The breeze turns cooler, the sky looks clearer, and everything starts to feel lighter. Like the Himalayas are out there somewhere, just waiting. I wasn't there yet, but I could feel it. And that feeling, that's why I ride. I knew I was getting closer when the tea gardens started appearing on both sides, stretched out like green carpets, neat and endless. And in between those sprinklers throwing water over the leaves, it looked like the fields were waking up after a long sleep. That's when I knew I was close to Siliguri. Just before entering Siliguri, I stopped for a moment, not because I was tired, but just to tease my riding buddy who missed this trip. Sometimes the view feels better when you know someone's jealous of it. Soon I reached Bagdogra crossing, stopped at a traffic signal. Everyone is waiting, everyone is eating somewhere, and I knew exactly where this road was going, to the heart of Siliguri. And just beyond that, the first sign of the Himalayas. I reached Siliguri at around 11 in the morning. Not too early, not too late. And that's when the question hit me, do I stay here, call it a day, or do I keep riding, chasing that one word that started this whole journey? Darjeeling. The plains were ending, the mountains were calling, and I wasn't ready to stop yet. Back in Siliguri, I had that moment. Should I stay here, play it safe, or keep riding towards the dream? And you know what? I didn't ride all these kilometers just to stop now. So I went for it, took the Rohini route to Darjeeling. It's steep, narrow, sharp bends everywhere, but the views worth it. Hills stretching out, tea gardens hanging off the slopes, cloud drifting by like they have got nowhere else to be. And then there it was. For the first time in my life, I was looking at the Himalayas with my own eyes. Not photos, not videos, for real. The weather, forget it. Mist, then rain, then bright sunlight in your face, and then back to mist again. It's like the mountains were testing me. You sure you wanna be here? Soon I reached Karshiang. Darjeeling wasn't far now. Took a short break, not for tea, not for photos, just to give my Aerox a pat on the back. Highways, broken roads, heavy rain. This machine handled it all. And then I saw it, the Darjeeling toy train, moving right beside the road, like it's not even a big deal. But for me, that was special. That's the kind of thing you see in travel shows. And now it was right next to me. The road was good most of the way, but yeah, some patches were scary. Big broken section where you just hope your tires behave. Finally, I hit Khum, highest railway station in India, built back in the 1800s by the British. Still standing like a champ, fog, prayer flags, toy train tracks running right through the middle of the hills. Looked like something from a movie. And then Darjeeling. Reached right in front of my stay, Hotel Ascot. No words, just that feeling. You made it.
After all that distance, all that planning, all that effort, I was finally here. I will rest now. Exploration starts soon.